the job takes a toll on each of us. And it doesn't mean that any one of us is broken or even struggling, but I think there's real value in acknowledging that the work we do as firefighters affects who we are and how we relate to people.
And I remember going on a call that was the first call I remember really affecting me with death. And that call was, we had a car come down on a person's chest while they were working on it, and the jacks slowly leaked off. And we got to the call, we jacked up the car and pulled the person out and went to start CPR on him, and it was a guy I went to high school with.
Firefighters have extremely stressful jobs. We're great at managing this to a point. But what happens when the accumulation becomes too great? Our compensating skills get maxed out or become unhealthy, and the stress we have from work bleeds over into our personal lives.
At home, not being happy, not having any energy or desire to really participate in the home life with my kids, or having meaningful conversations with my wife that, actually had some substance to them. At work, I had a good history, so I was able to get away with it. That's when I started realizing that there might be something going on that I couldn't just handle on my own or work through. It wasn't getting any better, so that's when I knew I needed to do something.
I thought that I literally was just built to see and experience trauma, visual, horrible things, and for it to just be categorized in my brain and my body in a way that wouldn't affect me. Things like shootings and burns and fatality fires, and that culminated in a bad call.
There's a lot of hurt that can come in the fire service. And we, of course we see it, oh, well, that's just normal, and we see things and deal with things, and I can deal with that. That's not a big deal. We watch out for other people, but it's not normal. It shouldn't be normal.
So when you see that or hear that noise a mama makes after she loses a child, or that elderly man who was supposed to die before his wife but didn't, you walk away and you sense a certain feeling or experience of this deep sadness or emptiness or loss. What we're experiencing is society's grief, and we become a part of that grief experience. Well, because we've experienced it ourselves, we were there, it becomes a part of our experience as well. So we take a piece of that with us.
For me, it was basically a big cloud over me all the time. Depression and anxiety, zero desire to participate with other people, with my wife, with my children, for a long time, long stretches, way more down days than up.
Post-traumatic stress is often associated with the military, but it affects first responders as well. Symptoms include flashbacks, nightmares, severe anxiety, or uncontrollable thoughts about an event.
I was having nightmares, reoccurring nightmares. Even if I closed my eyes and opened them again, I would actually see the scene, the pattern of flashing lights, everything the way that it looked when I drove up to the scene.
And many first responders experience symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Because remember, first responders will see, touch, smell, walk through, slip on things that most of the general population will never experience.
There's a stigma in the fire service around mental wellness, which makes it difficult to have honest conversations and seek help.
In terms of why we don't talk about this as much, or certainly didn't for a majority of my career, it feels like a conversation is starting now, which is great, is for me personally at least, it really was about shame.
Coming forward and asking for help is a big part of improving your mental wellness. The first step, be honest with yourself and recognize that things can be better.
I think it's really normal to feel anxious and hesitant to speak to somebody that you don't know, to discuss some of the most difficult things in your life.
Improving your mental wellness can be life-changing. We may not realize how far we've slipped or how unhealthy we've become, but there is a better life out there, and with help, it can be yours.
The first thing that I see in my first responder clientele is relief. Relief that they have actually taken a step to reach out and begin the process.
And create an environment where everyone feels comfortable and can talk openly.
I do it often is just on the way back from calls in the cab of the fire engine, talk about calls we've had in the past that still, run through my mind, how they made me feel, or just it was a crummy call. Just talking about that and letting people know that it sucked, it bothered me. I find that they open up, and once someone sees that, oh, he's vulnerable to the same stuff that I am, they feel like they can open up and start talking to me.
I can't tell you how many times first responders have said to me, "Thank you for letting me know that I'm not crazy." And I really want to send a message that what you're experiencing is actually expected, given what you do for a living. How can you not be impacted?